Good afternoon, collectors. Can you believe we've celebrated Labor Day? It's September already. The kids are back to school and we're looking forward to fall weather, which we got here in Minnesota today. And we're looking forward to football. And of course, how can we forget? Halloween is coming up. So recently, Department 56, along with a number of collectors, participated in a convention that was jointly sponsored by the Golden Globe Christmas Past and the National Council of 56 Clubs. We had a great time there. I'm sure if you are a Facebook watcher, you have seen some information about it. We went to many interesting seminars, visited with collector friends, some old, some new, ate lots of good food, and talked about our favorite thing, Christmas. And while the Glow concentrates on all things Christmas that are at least 40 years old or older, and that would be products that are produced before 1983. So we've got some products here at Department 56 that certainly qualify for that. Department 56 collectors talked villages for days and days, and it was a lot of fun. As you know, Department 56 started in 1976. So we are now able to participate in some of their activities, and we had a really good time. And if you were unable to join us this year, there's always next year. So just wanted to give you a little update on that before we get into what we're going to talk about today. And I know that many of you are doing that. You're pulling out your Halloween displays, and I'd like to show you what the number one Halloween piece this year is. This is the Kraken House. And I know I've showed this before. I think it's a little different as far as the piece goes. I got to tell you, when I first saw this piece in January, I kind of scratched my head and thought, I don't like this piece. But it's grown on me. And now I think it's kind of a fun piece. I've learned a little bit more about the legend of the Kraken and where some of these ideas come from. And if you have ever been to New Orleans during Mardi Gras time, there are people who decorate their houses with Kraken displays, and so I think it does fit in. And I think what really attracted a lot of our collectors, and from talking to them at this recent convention, what they like about the piece is not only that it's a little different, but the green lights. That makes it different as well. So just wanted to share with you, yep, this is the number one selling piece. So if you're interested in it, don't wait, because you never know how long a piece is going to stay in the line. So with talk of Halloween, I thought I would show you a little bit, and Rebecca is being so gracious as to help me here. I know you're pulling out your fall and Halloween pieces and preparing to set up a display or even a few vignettes. I happen to really like vignettes, and I thought I'd share some of my ideas on how to incorporate ideas for fall that could easily be changed into Halloween. And some of these ideas, I found 3 different bases. Some of these ideas maybe aren't as clever as what you can come up with, but golly, I thought they were pretty neat. The first, these are all bases. I have 3 of them here, all bases that I found at Target. And Target has, as you first walk in the store, they have a spot called the dollar spot. Now, none of these were $1, but they were very inexpensive. I think they were all $5 or under. The top surfaces are not real big, so to put a big house like the Kraken House on it probably wouldn't work. It would overwhelm this small base. But as you can see here, we've got a cute little plastic pumpkin that elevates the display a little bit, and it comes with the moss already on it. And I just used one of the crypts because a crypt it can be lighted, and the crypt also gives you a little height to the display. A couple of trees. I think this fence came with the crypt, and I think the little figurine in front. I just added a couple of like I say, a couple of trees and a couple of tombstones, and then a couple of these cute little pumpkins. These are from Department 56. Let me see if I can find the box here. Here we go. They come like this. They are called Yeah, you need glasses on, don't you? They are called vintage pumpkins, and they come in a set of 5, and each one has a little vintage design on them. So those are really cute, and you can just take something that you've already got, add a little moss, a couple of trees, and you can add some of these vintage pumpkins, and you've got a great little display. And something like this, as you can see, very easy to move back and forth. Now, I didn't tack these down, but something that we have here that we use a lot is called tacky wax. And tacky wax is just like what it sounds. You take just a little bit on your thumb. It's almost like a little wax glue kind of stuff. Put it on the bottom of the piece with your finger, and then it will stick and won't fall over when you want to move your display around a little bit. You can use that on the bottom of the house, on the bottom of the trees. Oops, you see I don't have them all glued down, but just to give you an idea, this really will help stabilize it if you want to put it in the center of the table and then move it when you're having dinner, or put it in the center of a nice coffee table and you need to move it because you need to use the coffee table. That will keep your pieces in place, and you don't have to figure out, well, where did I have this on my little display? So that's the first one on the little green moss and orange pumpkin. The second one I have here is, this is a little bit bigger piece. I measured this one. It's 10 by 10 by 10 by 10. And it comes with this this is a metal railed fence here with a little gate in front, so that's perfect for Halloween. It also came in kind of an antique-y white look, but I thought the dark look was better for Halloween, so it came in 2 colorways. And because it has a light wooden base, I wanted to cover that up. So with that, I just cut a simple piece of our cobblestone road and put that in front. I mean, I could have covered the whole thing with it, but I just covered the front, put the little church in there, a couple of our fall trees, some moss to cover the ground in here. I mean, this looks kind of like an unkempt churchyard. You could put some more of the tombstones in there. I think I've got what the tombstones look. Thank you, Rebecca. I've got a Vanna White today. So you could put some more of these tombstones. These come in a package of 6 little tombstones. I know a lot of you make things like this, but that would look kind of cute back in here in the graveyard. And you could make this so that it would be able to be viewed from all 4 sides. The other piece I have in here is, I think, called the Grim Reaper. That's an appropriate one to put in a kind of a old-fashioned looking churchyard. But that is a second one that I built. I think this is the one I'm going to put out in our office lobby for the rest of the season. So I thought those looked pretty cute. Then I have one more that Rebecca's going to slide in here. And this one is a tree stump. Now, let me show you the back side of it first, because we thought it looked a little springy. So the back side is the way I got it from Target. I think this one was $5 for the base. Nice plastic, rather sturdy. It sits up probably about a good 6-7 inches. And we dry brushed it with some acrylic paint. And as you can see, I think it looks a little more fall-like now. I thought the green on the base looked a little springy. So we just did half of it so you could see what it looked like originally and what it looks like now. And this one I put together, I used a piece of the picket fence. And instead of making it come all the way around, I kind of turned it so that you could see into our little display here. You can always make this bend and twist however you want it to be used. Maybe it was And again, it would stay a little better if I had it tacked down a little better using some of our Tacky Wax. And here I used an accessory. Do I have it on? Oh, it is on. Okay. Resting My Bones, which is this one. This is one of the first in the Bones series of accessories that we did for Snow Village Halloween. And it's still a classic. I just love him sitting on the little park bench with a street lamp and a little crow up there. And again, I used some more of these little vintage pumpkins, which I think are just the cutest things since sliced bread. And I used a little moss here instead of a little of the brown moss instead of the green moss. So there we go. And I will have static pictures of these that I will be posting next week on Facebook, so you can get a little better look if you really like these and want to see if you can copy some of these ideas. Feel free. My ideas are not copyrighted, believe me. So I've showed you a couple of the things that we had that I used in here. So you don't have to go out and buy a house if you don't want to. But there's all kinds of accessories that you can add. Now, putting a little bit of light into this, it would be great if you used like the Twinkle Bright trees that come in orange and in purple. For Halloween, you can use, and I'd really never seen these in a box before. I think these are kind of slick the way they come. The 3 autumn maple trees, it's a set of 3, and I think I've got just 2 of them that I've used in this display over here, but they come in a nice tiny little box, so they're easy to store, because once you've used them at the end of the season, you can just straighten them up and put them back in the box. They don't take up much room at all. We've got a clouder of black cats, and a clouder is what you call a group of black cats. And so that's another set of 3 little acrylic accessories that you can use. I had the Grim Reaper in that display over there, so that's another one. And this was one I didn't use. I had it in there, and then when my Resting My Bones came, I decided that I liked that piece better. But this is the I've Got My Eye on You scarecrow. So that would be appropriate if you want to do something for fall instead of Halloween. I know at my house I usually put up scarecrows now early in September because they're fall, but they're not Halloween-y. But if you leave them up till Halloween, they're Halloween-y then too. So that's another good one. If you're not into decorating for Halloween, a scarecrow idea is always a good one. And along with the scarecrows, you can always use the cornstalk lantern. So that's another idea of an accessory that you can use with these. So there's a bunch of ideas. Let's see, do I have any more over here? Oh, here's a couple more. Here are some Halloween crows. These are all crows that have little, what's the right word for it? They have a little wire at the bottom. And those can be stuck into a lot of these things. Now, even that plastic, those plastic bases, it doesn't take much. I used a couple of pins just to poke a hole in there because my black trees didn't have bases on them, and I thought, well, I've got to stick them into something. So I didn't have styrofoam, so I just poked a little hole in the plastic and put my trees right in. But these have little, let's open this up and show you. These have little black wires that you can use, and you can add them to the roof line, or you can add them on a tree, or you can add them on a fence post, and they are kind of a neat addition. But they all come like that, and you can, and they're a package of, I think, 10 of them, 10 pieces, yep. So they come in a little plastic bag like this. And of course, you will want to have some of our autumn leaves to sprinkle around as well. And a package of these goes a long, long way. These have been in the line a long time. You can always tell because they start with a 5/6 preface code on there, on the item number. So those are some ideas of things that we have used to build some small little displays. Now, if you do find a little house that you want to use and you don't want to have cords hanging, of course, use our, thank you, use our Display Anywhere lighting. These are available, this you can purchase directly through the website in our parts area. And they use 4 AAA batteries, and you can have an on-off switch so that you can, and once you turn them on, then in 8 hours it will go off automatically. So they're handy little things to have for these small little displays like that. And speaking of buying things through our parts department, there are a lot of little, I just wanted to remind you that there are there are parts that you can buy that are appropriate for Halloween. Now, this is the interior unit for Grimsley Manor, Mordecai Mansion. We also have the bulbs that are available. These you can order online, and the sooner you order them, the sooner you'll get them. We are getting busy with orders. Our Miss Parts department is really getting a lot of orders these days, and these are 2 of the most popular items. Other things we have is we have the interior unit for the Haunted Rails railroad station. We have the interior unit for it's somebody's ballroom. It's a North Pole piece, but the inside, Jolly's Ballroom, I think is what it's called. So look online and see if there are parts that you need for your pieces. If you know the exact name or the item number, you can put that in replacement parts, and it'll show you what's available. If you put the name and item number in and nothing comes up, that means we don't have parts for those particular pieces any longer. We try very hard to source parts as long as we possibly can, but sometimes the factory's gone out of business, or the materials that were used to make the items simply aren't available any longer. So we try, and I nag them till I can get my way sometimes with parts. Other pieces I had here just kind of stuck in. The food trucks would work well because they're smaller. They're not they're lighted, but they're not as big as a house, so those would work really well. And then the other one I had, of course, is an old standard, is the Headless Horseman. That one I just grabbed before I came out here. So those are all good ideas to use on these little vignette displays. I hope if you come up with some that you will email them to us at misslittown@department56.com. We would love to see what you've done, and we're gonna pick out 10 or 15 of these and put them on the Facebook postings so that we can share with other collectors some of your ideas. And then all of those that get posted, we will put all your names in a hat, and one of you will be a lucky winner of a prize package of some Halloween product from Department 56. So watch for that. It's kind of encouragement to have you participate in some of these little things. I guess that's about it for today. Our next Facebook Live will be on October 5th. So we will be heavy into the Halloween season, and who knows what kind of spooky, scary, exciting news we'll have for you then. Till next time, take care.